everyone, I'm Laura Myers for CMS-Connected. You may have seen over the weekend that Sitecore, the global leader in experience management software, released a new version of their flagship Sitecore Commerce product. These recent enhancements to the cloud-enabled software platform have been put in place to optimize business results by reducing cart abandonment, increasing rebuy percentages, boosting order size, and so on. Here with me today, I have Nate Barad, Director of Product Strategy at Sitecore, to give us his first-hand insight on these new capabilities and what they mean for the e-commerce market. Hello, Nate. How are you doing today?
I'm lovely. How are you?
I'm lovely as well, thank you. I'm so happy we could have some time with you to discuss Sitecore Commerce.
Thanks for having us.
How would you characterize this new release?
It's a major milestone for the modern marketer, for the modern merchandiser. They now have the ability to track each unique customer experience, personalize every interaction of the customer lifecycle, and it's a significant step for Sitecore. It marks our strong entry into the commerce market. It's a milestone for Sitecore. It's the latest version of the product, and to mark this milestone, we are renaming it and launching it as Sitecore Commerce. Whereas formerly it was Sitecore Commerce powered by Commerce Server, to give, of course, credit to the acquisition we made a number of years ago. This milestone for us and for the marketers and merchandisers is now it's a fully rebuilt commerce platform. It's earned the badge, and essentially now we are rebranding solely and purely as Sitecore Commerce.
That's very exciting. What would you say are the problems that it's focused on addressing?
Great question. So if you look at today tech state or the today commerce state, we're using a lot of yesterday's methods, blanket promotions, discounts, flash sales, and frankly, consumers demand more, and brands have recognized that. And all those things work very well. They drive sales, they drive revenue. And again, that's the today state where both consumers and brands are looking for more out of an experience. And so because the business unit has treated commerce as a channel, they've treated it similarly as they would, say, a retail location, or treated it as they would a distribution channel. That's created a separate experience for the shopper. It's created a gap between the brand and the consumer. And really where brands are starting to realize is digital enhances all of the channels, right? And so again, that today state of looking at it on its own, how did this buy one, get one discount work on the campaign, has created that gap. And so that's the challenge that brands are looking for us to solve. Consumers, you and I, are looking for brands we're demanding more from our brands. And so this is, that first exciting challenge and the first of its kind that's addressing that problem.
So it's really about bridging that gap that you mentioned between the brand and the consumer to keep up with that rising experience expectation. Now, that said, what are the top 3 solutions provided by this new offering?
Another great question. What we've heard from brands, partners that support them, very loudly at the gate is native personalization in the shopping experience. They're looking for personalized product content beyond or in addition to specs that are, again, in the today state of commerce platforms. So being able to have persona-driven content for nurture, for education, and address each consumer in context, so that the ability to personalize not just the attraction phase, not just the checkout phase, but really that's just the beginning of becoming a customer, right? That's the beginning of a brand experience, is once you do secure that purchase. Simple rule of thumb I like to talk about is to sprinkle more who in your SKU. So the SKU being a product, the SKU is a discount, but if we put a little more who in there, right? Put a little bit more about the consumer and what they're looking for a checkout process, or what they're looking for. That native personalization ability has really been lacking in today's catalog-driven experience. So the other one is native optimization. So brand experience, customer experience, it's a very lofty goal. It's a very real challenge. It's not something that you can essentially drive this month, this quarter. We have to take incremental gains. So the other side of the brand experience is native optimization, where we can test everything and we can optimize everything. So incremental gains on things like optimizing a checkout experience, incremental gains on cross-sell and upsell, and testing different promotions against different audiences. And these are things that you're not bolting on a second product for. We're not sending our merchandisers or marketers to another software class that they have to learn. It's something that's native to the system. So they kind of build on each other. When you have personalization, you're targeting segments. And then now you can optimize and test which segments, which promotions, which persona-driven content is working best. So you're getting, steps and steps closer to brand experience while optimizing the now revenue and optimizing the quarterly and monthly gains. Lastly, I would say that we combine those two together. So now you have it personalized, now you have it optimized. You have a broad consumer base, you have an even broader prospect base. This is when automation, being native to a commerce experience, is critical. So we can automate personalization. We can automate optimization. Consider abandoned carts. There's trillions of dollars left in carts every year. We can automate that experience, and automate, is this something that a discount is the best example for, or is it more information to help make a selection? We can learn about each individual. Some consumers, maybe call them savvy or tricky, we've been trained by certain brands to create a cart, leave it for 24, 48 hours, knowing we'll get a discount. And that affects bottom line. And so if we have some intelligence that this person is likely to buy, or this person isn't really price sensitive, but more unsure about the product or what have you, those are when we can start to see gain. But again, automating personalized experiences for every single customer, it's a big task. And so that's, again, where automation and optimization come to help.
Seems like you're really addressing the needs in a multitude of ways, and to bring that insight to the shopping cart experience is really impressive.
That's the validation. That's where we really think that the marriage of the two, of experience and commerce, is so natural, because now we can immediately evaluate all of these experiences we're creating. How helpful was a video in relation to a purchase? How helpful was this education piece to the customer, securing them as a brand advocate? That
evaluative insight could end up being a huge time saver as well. Now, from a big picture standpoint, what do these capabilities mean for the future of the e-commerce market?
Love this question. So this means that the commerce is now an intrinsic part of customer experience. It's in the middle and it's coming up often. It's not just, say, the end of the experience, or it's not just the shop. That when we look at commercial transactions, we realize that we're going to own a product a lot longer than we shopped for it. It means that brands that were once, say, a product and service company are now learning that we need to become experience and digital companies to engage with today's consumer. So really, we have to place just as much of a premium on the product that is our experience as we do the products and services that we're selling. Again, that's a huge value to the consumer. So again, what it means to the commerce space, it puts the entire commerce market to sprinkle a little more into each SKU, and really the customer benefits and follow the brands that prioritize that experience.
Viewing the experience as a product is something I've always seen as a differentiator, so it's fantastic to see that taking hold in the digital space. It really looks like you've answered all my questions, Nate. Thank you so much for your insights on the release and the market in general.
And thank you. That was really a pleasure. Hope we can do more.
Of course. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week.